Hey guys, what is happening? And welcome to the second episode of the AnimetalKast podcast with the one and only WeabooReacts. Please be sure to check out his channel. The link will be in the description box below and at the end of this video. Also, guys, please don't forget to check out my friends' channels, MeShellTiel and Claudio Oyarzo, if you have not already done so. Show them all the love and support you can give them as well. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys, and enjoy the show.
Hey guys, what is happening?
No, just kidding.
The fuck was that, man?
I wasn't ready for that.
That was me trying to be Dimmu Borgir. Anyways. Hey guys, what is happening? And welcome to the second episode of the AnimetalKast featuring myself, AnimetalViking, my good friends MeShellTiel and Claudio Oyarzo, and our special guest today, and your boy, the one and only WeabooReacts. How you guys doing today?
I'm feeling good. Can I curse on this? Am I allowed to use profanity?
Yes. This is the farthest thing from family friendly.
Oh, okay. I'm doing fucking fantastic there. There we go.
Damn, that's awesome.
Damn,
That's great.
awesome, great. Guys, just before we start, I'd just like to mention that if you guys want to check out our previous episode with Admin Todd, then you can do that as well. It will be linked at the end of this video. And also, Weeb, is there any plugins that you'd like to make? Facebook, Twitter, etc.
Literally everything I have is WeabooReacts. If you see just a black dude just sitting there, that's probably me. I don't think there'll be another WeabooReact, so it's just me.
There's only one. The original.
No,
the OG. Awesome. Okay, as per usual, like with the last episode, we will be interviewing WeabooReacts, just like we do with every one of our other guests. And Claudio and Michelle, you guys are also free to ask questions. I am not here to hog this entire interview. So if you have any questions for Weeb, then go right ahead and ask. Now without further delay, let us begin. Okay, so Weeb, can you tell us exactly what it is you do on your channel for all the listeners out there, and what made you decide to start your channel?
So pretty much my channel is, at this point, entirely metal-based. So I do metal reactions, metal reviews, and every once in a while, just some random skits or just random stuff. So my channel actually started off originally as a regular react channel. But then somebody was like, hey, you should react to Slipknot. And I was like, okay. So I reacted to Slipknot. And I recall on the Slipknot video, I was like, I'm never reacting to Slipknot again. I reacted to Slipknot.
Yeah.
The second Slipknot video, I was like, okay, I'm done doing metal. Well, now I have 600 metal videos. So, yeah, so I just, anything that pertains to metal, that's what my channel is all about.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I remember seeing that reaction a while back. I also found it quite hilarious. And I remember I discovered your channel when you reacted to Raka Raka's Avengers versus versus DC. That's how I discovered your channel. So I've pretty much been with your channel since that reaction.
That's a long time. It's come a long way. I've talked to a lot of different people now.
Yeah, now it's just blown. Wow.
That was a while ago. Jesus.
Yeah, feels like forever ago. Wow. Now, like I just said, now we've seen your first metal reaction being The Devil and I by Slipknot, and you briefly touched on why you weren't exactly a fan of rocket and metal at that point in time. Mm-hmm. Now, fast forward to now, you've become a full-blown metalhead. Yeah. Can you maybe enlighten us and provide us with further details as to what you used to think of the genre exactly before you started?
Okay.
Like that?
So with metal, for me, at that point, before I started listening to it, for me, it kind of related to the devil, because whenever whenever somebody around me would speak about metal, it would just be like, why are they yelling? They're worshiping the devil and stuff like that. So I was just like, well, I don't want to listen to that. So I just kind of And like it's weird because I'm like not even super religious, so it's just like I'm just like I ain't gonna listen to it. So like as you can see, I hit like a full 180 transformation, and like you can just see that I like listen to it all the time now. So yeah.
It's kind of
Yeah.
true. It kind of seems like people that don't listen to metal, they kind of feel like it has a stigma attached to it. Like if you love metal, then that automatically makes you a Satanist, or that you're all about the devil. I got a lot of crap for that in school because I used to wear my Rock Jersey T-shirts to school, and all the kids would be like, "Oh, she must be a Satanist because she's wearing them T-shirts. Oh, disgusting!" You know.
Yeah, that's exactly how it is, and that's kind of the stigma I'm trying to break for people right now. So whenever like people come over from just like maybe like my old anime reviews or something like that, I'm like, hey, you should check this out. So the fact that I'm able to get like people into metal that weren't into metal before is like one of the more cool aspects of my channel.
Very cool. But you have 2 channels, right? You have one for anime and one for metal?
Yep. So my second channel is where I post my anime stuff, my skits, and my gaming stuff. I'm not very active over there, but there is some stuff over there. I mean, I'm not active at all, but like every once in a while, if I'll see something like an anime that's super cool or something I just really like, I'll cover it. Or like if I just think of a skit, like I have a skit coming up, I want to say tomorrow, but that's probably going to go on my main channel because lately people have been like, you should check out the, I believe it's the Fine Brothers Kids React to Iron Maiden.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
Everybody's watching that right now. It's great.
So
they've done that. All right.
I actually spoofed that. And I have multiple personalities reacting to Iron Maiden. So so whenever I think of something, so people wanted me to react to that, but they're going to be surprised with what they actually get.
Run to the hills. I was singing that since I freaking watched that, man. That's been in my head for a while now.
Yeah, I actually watched that today, and my favorite was the kid that was just like, you know what? I don't think I really like this.
I like the kid that was smacking the table, just pounding the table. Great.
And Claudio hasn't seen it yet, so he's just listening like, oh, what you guys talking about? I love Iron Maiden, but I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I haven't seen the video, man, so I don't know. I saw it in I've seen that it's up, but I haven't watched it yet. And it's like, yeah, like Maiden for me is like one of my favorite bands. It's like the band that really got me into metal and playing guitar and all that stuff. So it's like really, you know, I'm gonna check it out for sure.
It's a blast, man. It's an absolute blast.
My sister used to have this great big Eddie poster in her room when I was growing up. So Iron Maiden was like one of the first metal bands I ever heard. That's because of her.
Wow,
the
that's
giant
cool,
Eddie
man.
poster. I was like, what is that creepy poster?
Man, your sister is a fucking legend.
She is.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, no, for me, though, like I mentioned in the previous podcast, it was Linkin Park. That was my first metal band. So I didn't start out with any of the classics. I was just like, straight into the new metal stuff. But yeah. But no regrets. I mean, I'm slowly but surely getting into a lot of the old school stuff now. So yeah, it started with Metallica, then Pantera, and so forth. So yeah, that's I've been slowly filtering into the old school stuff. So yeah. Okay, so now were you surprised at how quickly the channel started to grow, especially with the reputation that most reaction channels have, like after the whole thing with Jinx and everything?
It was actually pretty awkward, but pretty weird because you were around for this when my channel first started. It was just like people were like Jinx 2.0. And I was just like, ooh, that kind of stings. But like when the metal came, like my channel really changed. It got really different than every other React channel because every other React channel, all they do is reactions to like different videos, which is fine with me. But like for mine, it's like specifically like centered around metal. So it was like crazy. Like the fact that I've been able to talk to some of the people in the industry that I've talked to is like fucking insane. Like just like, I don't know if you see on Twitter, like Eclipse Records will always tweet out my video every once in a while. So I'm actually good friends with the guy who runs that record label. So it's like insane.
Oh, nice.
That's cool.
He emails me every once in a while when he's like, yeah, do you want to interview such and such band? And it's just like, just the people I've fucking had the chance to like talk to. It's just like crazy.
That's amazing, man. That's really amazing.
Really cool.
Like,
yeah.
Like, something I noticed, like, you mentioned it yourself, on your channel, like when you started doing these metal reactions a while back, and I have to agree with what you said there. You said that, you see your channel as kind of like you documenting your, musical journey, like how you're discovering artists. And that, I think, is what kind of sets you apart from most other reaction channels, because like after you started doing the metal stuff, like before you started reacting to metal, you'd have the odd video of somebody filming like a terrible video with their phone of their grandparents reacting to Suicide Silence or Slipknot or Bring Me the Horizon. But then after you started doing it, like I noticed there are a bunch of guys like trying to do what you do now. But it doesn't really work, because like you can tell straight away they've been metalheads for a long time, so it kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah,
but
I actually see that a lot now, like where like people are reacting to metal, and I mean I think it's cool that people are doing it, but I know like it won't relate, because like these are people who've been listening to metal all the time and stuff like that, and I like doing stuff that kind of like. That just like happens to turn into stuff like the headbang challenge turned into a thing. People were tweeting to me. It was like, yeah, everybody's doing the headbang challenge, and I was like, cool, because I did that as kind of like a joke thing.
Yeah,
but,
hell, even Jared Dines did it like after you did it. Like you did it first, and then like barely. A day or so afterwards, I just see on Jared Dines' channel, it's like try not to headband challenge, and then I was like, "What? This is becoming a thing now?" And then now it's everywhere. So
that's a full blown thing, and I was just like, "Oh, that's crazy."
That's cool. It's hard to come up with them challenges, though, man. There's something new, something different, you know?
Yeah.
And I just randomly thought about that. It was just a funny idea. I was like,
oh, it's a damn good idea, man. Props to you.
Yeah. Finally, us metalheads have a challenge that caters to us instead of just the usual, you know, the try not to laugh, the try not to sing a laugh, the try not to look away, try not to whatever, I don't know, try not to die challenge, I don't know.
That's probably a thing, actually.
Probably like on the deep web. But yeah, oh man. No, but that's awesome, man. Like the fact that basically anything that's metal reaction related actually kind of stemmed from you right now. That's actually pretty amazing.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool, man.
Okay, so now not only are you into metal music, but you are also a fan of anime. Gaming and wrestling, based from what we've seen on your second channel and the Q&As on your main channel.
Yes.
So what are some of your favorites? Anime, games, wrestlers, anything like that?
Terms of anime, favorite anime is Case Closed. Probably one of the longest running anime right now. Shit has like 900 episodes, something insane.
What? What's it called?
It's called Case Closed.
What? I never heard of it.
It's the little boy solving mysteries?
Yep.
Well, he's not really a little boy. He actually got transformed into a little boy, but...
Case closed. Oh, okay, I get it now. Sorry. It's okay. It's a different name over at the States then.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
This anime is called Detective Conan.
Yeah, Detective Conan. Case Closed.
That's the original name.
Why did
I was like, what?
I don't know. But they
I don't know why.
Need to be translated. That was weird why they did that.
Yeah, and I was like, what? I've missed an anime that's been around for over 900 episodes. I was like, what the fuck is this? I mean, I'm not like the biggest anime fan or nothing, but it's like, Jesus. All right, now I get it. All right. Sorry, continue. I just...
Oh, no. That's a weird translation. I don't know why they did that.
Yeah, Claudio's like, I've lived on this earth for 30-something years, and I haven't heard of this anime.
Yeah. Now it sounds like I'm fucking. It sounds like I'm fucking 50. Come on, man.
Yeah, you're not that old, Claudio.
I also like Hunter x Hunter is really good. What is it? Pet Girl of Sakurosu is really good. I'm probably saying that all wrong. I'm butchering the fuck out of that name. There's a ton I really like. I watch a lot. Most recently, Academia is good, but I've read Academia, so like I know everything that's gonna happen. But I just think it's nice it got like done, and they're doing it well. Mm-hmm. So you always get scared when they do adaptations because they can turn out really bad. But they did that well. But I watch so much anime in my life. It's far too many to name. Video games. I play anything I can get my hands on that's not a racing game. I do not like racing games. I do not like driving in real life.
Same.
Something we have in common.
If it deals with a car, I don't want to be near it. I do not like anything related to cars.
The schematic is usually wrong, though. Like, you can't even take a turn or something, or you're trying to stop it and won't stop. They never have the correct mechanic inside the game to make the car work properly. Like Grand Theft Auto, you're like, it's like the car's everywhere. It's on the side of the road. It's over here. It's over there. It's all over the place. And I'm like, damn it! Just get on the road.
They just run into you randomly in cars in Grand Theft Auto. They don't care. They'll run you over. They won't stop. They won't stop. With wrestling, man. Currently, AJ Styles, Nakamura. I'm really pissed off with WWE right now, so I might take a break because they had a really shitty pay-per-view Sunday. Really, really shitty because they had their first women's Money in the Bank match, but instead of a woman winning a match, a man helped the woman win a match, which I believe is the wrong message. And so, yeah, it was really bad. Everybody's pissed about it. It was a literal. I don't know why they made that decision. They thought that was good, but
what's Vince McMahon thinking on that one? I don't know.
Nobody never knows what he's thinking, but of all time, probably the Undertaker, because Undertaker's been around forever. Like my dad has watched the Undertaker, so it's he's a generational type of deal.
Yeah.
I've got Undertaker memorabilia stuff that I'm holding on to because I know it's going to be worth something. I know it is. I'm talking clocks and weird stuff, that they don't make anymore.
It's going to be worth so much money. Mm-hmm. If you have anything related to him, it's going to be worth a lot of money. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Now, here's a bit of a funny question I wanted to ask you, and guys, Claudia, Michelle, you can still ask questions here.
Yeah, feel free, man.
I'm just, all right. I have a question for you, man. Yeah. I'm curious because you just got into metal, basically. Okay. Yeah. And you did so publicly. Do you have a favorite metal band that you've listened that you're like, okay, fuck, this is really good. I really like this.
Well, my favorite band right now is Amon Amarth. I fucking love it.
All right.
Whenever I listen to Amon Amarth, I feel like I'm finna go to fucking battle. So
yeah, they fucking do that to you.
They do, and I really, my goal is to push to go to an Amon Amarth show, and I'm praying that they come here and go on a tour because I need that.
They will. I'm sure of it. I'm sure. So they tour a lot in the States. They're not as big in the States as they are over here in Europe. But still, they can pull a crowd. I think. So
I think they would be able to pull a good crowd here. So yeah, man. Sure. Amon Amarth was like that's my major one. Like I fucking love Amon Amarth to death. Also, I really am into Iced Earth too. I haven't really explored the category a lot, but the songs I have heard are really damn good.
Mm-hmm.
So. Those are like my top two right now.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. All right.
I got a question, Weaves.
Yep.
Where did you get that awesome Spider-Man poster that's behind you in most of your reactions? One where he's like laying in the sun with the beats on and.
So I actually work at a movie theater. I'm a manager at a movie theater, so I get all of these posters for free. So like this Spider-Man one, I'll probably change in a bit to something else. And on the other wall up right beside the Spider-Man one that like can't be seen in a video is the Alien one. And right across from the Spider-Man one is actually a Wonder Woman one.
That's awesome. Look at a poster like that is the shit. I love that poster. I want that poster.
Yeah, people were like, your wall is pretty barren. I was like, all right, I'll put this Spider-Man poster up that I've had for a while.
It works.
I wasn't even allowed to tell people I had this poster until recently.
What?
We weren't supposed to have it, so like if I would have showed it and like Sony or somebody was like, why does he have this poster already? Then my theater would have.
Oh yeah, okay, I gotcha.
Yeah. Hell, them copyrights.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry to bring up bands again. Like some of my favorites right now, because we're talking about favorite bands as well just before this. I don't know if you'll know of any of these bands, Weaboo, because you've reacted to so many bands that it's hard to keep track now. Like, which ones you've heard of and which ones you haven't. But right now, for me at the moment, Michelle really got me into Tool. So Tool is...
he doesn't like Tool.
Yeah.
I already know. Yeah. I already seen it up on his channel to know he does not like Tool. But he does like the pop. You did like that one.
So my thing with Tool is like... Tool is the band that probably gives me the most trouble out of any band on my channel. Because people email me so much about Tool, and like I get so many requests for Tool songs, and they're like, listen to this song, I promise you'll like it. And there's one guy that's always in my comment section, he's like, listen to this Tool song, and I'm just like, I don't know, man. So I gave it another try for the Tool people.
Listen, man, I have a piece of advice for you regarding Tool. I mean, Tool is one of those bands, one of those very few bands that either you fucking love them to death, or you're like really not that into them. It's not, you have no in-betweens. And people who love Tool, they really, really are fucking passionate about Tool.
They are.
I'm one of those guys, but I've learned throughout the years how this thing works. So whenever we talk Tool, I'm like, all right, know the songs, love the shit, but I totally get it that people don't like them, you know? And it's one of those few bands that you have like either you like it or you don't. It's not like, for example, if you mentioned Amon Amarth. Amon Amarth to a metalhead is like Justin Bieber to somebody who listens to pop. You know what I mean? Amon Amarth, it's not poppy at all. It's not what I'm saying, but it's like everybody fucking loves it. It's the same with like bands such as like I guess Opeth, bands like that. A lot of people love Opeth, you know? Very few people who don't like Opeth. Right?
Yeah.
So Tool is one of these bands, you know, that either you fucking love them or you just, you know, you're just like, it's all right. Yeah, but it's progressive. It's difficult to listen to Tool sometimes. Sometimes it's too progressive and too kind of out there and flippy, and it's like, whoa, you know, it's out, you know, so it's difficult.
Their songs are really long too.
Tell me, those albums are long. So Michelle's gotten me into Tool. I've been checking out a lot of Gojira lately, and I found out they did a song with Devin Townsend and the vocalist of Meshuggah.
Of course they did.
So that is awesome. Then Carnifex, they're probably the best deathcore band with a lot of black metal influence. Freaking love them. And like you say, Amon Amarth, they've been a favorite of mine since high school. In Flames, Bloodstained Child. There's a guy, I think I've recommended him to you a few times in the comments, but I don't know if you've seen it. There's a guy called Zardonic. He's really cool. He's a DJ, but he does like really heavy drum and bass music with death and black metal kind of stuff. And he's got a really cool mask. It looks like if Bane, the Predator, and who's that Mortal Kombat character? I think it's Scorpion or whatever. It looks like that all three of them had a baby, and and Sport. All of them had a baby, and there came Zardonic. That's Zardonic, and
sexy.
Yeah, and Devin Townsend, obviously. Devin Townsend, Claudio got me into Devin Townsend, and Claudio got me into Dream Shade, which is like they're a very underrated Swiss band. Mm-hmm. They are friggin' awesome. The friggin' excellent guitar work. So that's on my side of things. But Claudio's got he's very seasoned and he's been in bands himself. So he's he's
motherfucker. I'm not that old.
You're seasoned in comparison to me.
Season? What the fuck is that? Season sounds like Jesus.
No offense.
No, you know what? No, to some extent, you're right. You know, you know what? You know what makes me seasoned is the fact I got out there pretty early on. That's kind of what I actually did my first tour when I was 14. My first European. Yeah, my first European tour I did when I was 14. So that's why I'm seasoned, Russell. That's why.
Professional. Yeah. You're very professional. How's that?
Yeah. Oh, so that's kind of why I've been around a lot and I've seen a lot of shit and I've been in bands and I've played with all these bands and so that's why I'm pretty into metal. I love metal. I think it's cool. But I'm having a hard time finding new stuff. Okay. To be honest, I've been listening for a while now, and it's the last time I really felt excited about a band was back in 2006 when Coheed and Cambria released their third album or something like that. Just because it was different, it was kind of they sounded a little bit like Rush, Canadian band, progressive. Kind of difficult, squeaky voice and stuff we're different, and I haven't got that since then. It's really hard, with newer bands to get that rush you used to get when you were I envy you now. You're listening to getting so much shit thrown your way, oh man, this band is awesome, and I went to concert and I saw this band and this other band. That feeling is so great. It's just hard to get now, if you're seasoned.
Because I've sent you stuff, Claudia. I've sent you everything from Carnifex to to you even reacted to Bloodstained Child on your channel, and I found it hilarious when somebody sent you a death threat because he didn't like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. The guys who did the Parasites opening. So Claudio was like, "Nah, I don't like these guys," and there's some death threats, and he's like, "Whoa,
yeah, these fucking kids fucking hated me." He's like, "Oh, you fucking old motherfucker!"
Damn.
Yeah, they get really mad.
No, but I mean, the thing is I don't have anything against it, but it's what they're doing is done by somebody else way better. Yeah. 10 years ago. It's nothing new. It's not even interesting to me, and that's why I rather not do too much music because I have very strong opinions, and my opinions are based on life, I toured, I've played music for over 20 years. That's what I've been doing all my adult life, as I said. So it's fucking if I hear a band and I'm like, okay, I know what this is about. I don't need to listen more to understand kind of what they're about. And people fucking hate that, and I understand, but it's hard. That's why I try to stay away from music. It's people are hating big time.
Yeah, they do that. I said I did a Deftones song, and
oh Jesus,
I got they came for me. So I get a lot of emails telling they do. They'll come for you. I've gotten a lot of emails. They're just like, "You don't know shit about music. Stop it." I'm just like, why are you so upset?
Yeah. People are very passionate when it comes to music, especially if you're in these subgenres of music that are say rock, metal, punk, stuff like that. Yeah. Because it's underground, it's alternative, it's not mainstream at all. So people are very passionate, and when you shit on that, they fucking, they get angry,
Pitchforks and torches.
Yes, that's what's up.
Goddamn. Yeah, but man, I get what you mean. Like, I mean, how many times in metal groups on Facebook have I been told that the bands I've posted there suck ass and everything? So,
what you gonna do? Everybody has their own opinion, you know.
Yeah.
That large group of people with all their different opinions, somebody's gonna be butthurt about something. You know, it can't be helped.
Yeah, I mean, just look at my comment section. I'll see somebody post something like, "Yeah, you should check out this song," and under it, the first comment is, "They're shit." I'm just like,
yeah.
Well, that's a good question, though. So, Weebs, have you ever had to review something that was so awful that you couldn't even upload the video?
No, like, my thing is, if something is super awful, I'm still going to upload it because it's still a part of the journey, even if I think something is awful.
Okay.
So I want people to know that it's awful and that I think that I think it's awful. So when people send me music, I'm like, I email them back and I'm like, just know that when you're sending me music, if I don't like it, I'm going to tell you. So a guy sent me a rap. And I just didn't like it. I thought it was really shitty. And he understood, but like, it's just like, I got to let people know that, hey, I don't like everything I hear.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. So you warn people. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's good because I'd rather have an honest opinion than an opinion that's just to make people happy.
Yep.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that, man.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I have a question for Weebs. Would you listen to a heavy metal band that did songs with lyrics based on anime, like maybe a death metal band that did an album based on Neon Genesis Evangelion or something like that? Would you listen to it?
Yeah, man, I would. And I've had people send me like music that relates to anime, and I was just like, it's cool, man. Like, it's just like two things that I love. And most of the time I have my email sorted by Awkward Weeaboo, which is like my friend. He comes and he sorts my email sometimes, so I have him do it for me.
I saw that.
Yeah, that's my boy. Whenever I can't do something, he does it for me.
It's good to have help, man. Sometimes you need that shit, man.
It's really weird sometimes. He's always in a bathtub. I don't understand.
Yeah. He told me my shirt was the wrong way round.
Yeah, man, that guy's weird, man.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Because like, not a lot of metal bands actually do songs that have anime-themed lyrics.
Yep.
Because like, and not really any of the popular ones. Although there is a popular one that's been gaining popularity.
Yep.
There's a band called Battle Beast, and they do a lot of songs about Berserk, so that's pretty awesome. And Sabaton actually covered one of their songs about Berserk, so I actually used that in my Berserk AMV, so that was pretty cool. Yeah, but otherwise not many of them do. Like, it's so hard, and the ones that you do find, they're usually like a band that recorded something in a freaking garage. And it was back in the late 90s, early 2000s. The recording is crap, the songwriting is crap, and it's like, and the lyrics are just cheesy as hell. So,
I'm glad you brought up Sabaton because I really liked them too.
Yeah, I love them.
That's a good band. I actually got to meet them when I met Trivium too.
Oh, really?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I got to meet them and Huntress.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I remember you with that concert and you filmed it, and then there was what's his name from Trivium? Matt Heafy, I think his name is. Yeah, when he was busy just jamming on the guitar. And then I saw Joachim, I think that's how you say it, Claudia. Joachim Broden, is that how you say it?
Not really, but,
no.
as long as people understand you, that's all right.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't speak Swedish. So
Yeah.
I'm butchering it.
Yeah, you're talking about the singer of Sabaton, right?
Yeah.
His name is Joachim. Yeah, that's
Joachim.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, because Sabaton are pretty awesome. I just love how their songs are like. Every time I listen to one of their songs, I either feel like I'm in Attack on Titan or something like that. It's very, military. Oh, let's salute and go.
Yeah, but I see a pattern here. I mean, if we listen to what Weaboo have said so far, I mean, he likes Amon Amarth. He likes Sabaton. It's like the big bombastic.
Yep.
Going to war tribal kind of thing you're into, right?
Yep, that's the shit I like.
Yeah. And also those two bands happen to be Swedish, so that's also a thing you seem to like or enjoy, I think.
Yep.
That's cool.
Swedish bands for life, man.
Yeah, a lot of Swedish bands are really good. I have to say that.
Yeah, like
Actually.
all the bands I like, all my favorites, they literally all come from Sweden. Whether it's Scar Symmetry, In Flames, Monomart, Sabaton, Meshuggah, it's all from Sweden. And then there's very few that I like that come from other countries. I mean, obviously the USA has competition. Like they put out a lot of good bands, but I think most of the bands I like come from Sweden and stuff. And then obviously my country, South Africa, there's like a long list of bands, but most of them broke up after like putting out an EP. And the ones that are active, it's like one or two. Like, I mean, Volvodania, they're doing pretty big. Claudio's reacted to them once. There was another band, I think they're called the Overmind and Chromium. I think that's like 3 active South African bands, and then the rest is all like dead and gone.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah,
It's a difficult scene. It is. It's really difficult to get yourself, noticed and get like a good deal, because record labels are fucking it up for everybody. If I'm being honest,
fuck you with a deal.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, last time I signed a deal, we had a pretty good one, but the way before, I had friends in bands, and we are talking like 360 deals and stuff like that going on with bigger bands now. And a 360 deal means basically that the record company gets a piece of everything. I mean, I'm talking like the rights, I'm talking the fucking press, we're talking merch, tour money. They get a piece of every fucking thing you do.
Wow.
And that's becoming more and more common. Yeah. So it's really fucked up. So a lot of musicians are going hungry at the moment. Yeah.
Everybody wants their dollar, Everyone
Yeah.
wants to put their hand in. They want their dollar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really bad though, because like actually now that you mention it, Claudio, about the whole music industry, they really messing things up. Like, I mean, think about like Iron Maiden. I was watching this guy. He did his own reaction and commentary to the kids react to Iron Maiden, and he was explaining how why is it that Iron Maiden, as big as they are, they never get played on any radio stations. And we're not talking like mainstream radio stations. We're talking anything that could have a potential audience. They're not willing to take that disc and everything like that. Do they?
Yeah. We have a radio station that plays hard rock and alternative, and they'll play Metallica, Iron Maiden, all that stuff. But there's a downside to it, though. There's a downside to it, because they've been playing it for years and years and years. Okay, I can't listen to Metallica anymore. I've heard so much Metallica that when it comes on the radio, I just can't anymore. It's so played out. It's been so saturated into all of us that it's like, oh my gosh, more Metallica. You can sing the words to every song, So, they'll
Getting
play.
tired of James Hetfield going all the time.
Yeah, well, you hear the same stuff over and over and over again, so then it's kind of like, I don't want it anymore,
Well, that's really my issue with radio, is that that's what they play here, especially. That's what you'll hear, the same like couple of bands repeated, and it kind of pisses me off because, okay, that's good to show like the old metal, but you need to introduce and support the newer bands too.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
Yeah.
Because that's an issue. At that point, like, these newer bands are having trouble getting exposed because they might have, like, the record label might tweet out their songs, but, like, radio play helps a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because the way bands tend to get noticed now, like, I'm just thinking of a recent example. There's a Russian band that I really enjoy called Slaughter to Prevail. And those guys, like, they were struggling to get noticed. Although their vocalist Alex Terrible, he does some really insane vocal covers on his channel. He got pretty popular, but his band wasn't really getting anywhere. And then it was only after they were featured with bands like the Faceless, Oceana, and that's when they were at one of the Summer Slaughter tours in the USA. Only then did they get some recognition, and now they got signed to Sumerian Records and stuff. But it took them a really long time because, I mean, Alex had been hopping from band to band. Like, first he was in a band called We Are Obscurity, then he was in another one called Russian Hate, and now he's in Slaughter to Prevail. So he's been jumping around struggling to get deals. But I get what you mean. Like, they need to start playing some of the more new bands on radio, because, like, even on my side, we have somewhat of a radio station that plays rock metal, but they never play any of the new stuff like they used to. But now it's just like, oh, we'll stick with the stuff that's safe, you know, and it gets kind of annoying. So yeah.
I have a question.
Yep.
Weeb, where do you live?
I live in Georgia.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, interesting.
Good old Georgia peach.
Yeah.
Peach
Like
calories and it's good eating out there. It's better than here. I got me a smoked meat log today that had cheddar in it and jalapeno. It looked good. Okay, I know a smoked meat log sounds horrible, but it looked good. It's supposed to be made out of venison, and I took a bite out of it and then threw it away.
Oh, that's nasty.
You should come over to South Africa, try some South African food. It's really good. have a braai, you know, everything like that.
Well, you don't want to come to Michigan and try a smoked meat log? Come on, man. Michigan meat log?
I will come over and I'll bring you guys some biltong. That's what I'll bring you. Although Claudio won't be able to have, because I understand, Claudio, you're vegan. But yeah, the meat is not good. But yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good. Anyways, I have another question for Weeb. What would be your dream concert? Like, what kind of lineup would you have? What bands would you like to see all in one concert?
I actually answered this, I believe, in like my last Q&A. Somebody asked me this, and I was like, you already know Amon Amarth's gonna have to be in this concert. I would actually like Iron Maiden in a concert. Literally, I could just take a full concert with Iron Maiden and Amon Amarth together. That's literally all I would need to be satisfied. And I would just sit there with nobody else in there. I would just sit there alone.
Oh, that's great.
with a notepad out, critiquing the music with the glasses on, like.
As I was by myself, sitting in a chair, just being satisfied.
Yeah, with a beer or something.
That's literally all I would need.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
Russell showed me this video not that long ago of Mr. Bean and Iron Maiden together. Did all those guys get facelifts or what? Like, how old are they? And they look fantastic, and they still sound really fantastic. And I'm like, what?
I think it's an old clip, but I think they posted it because, the Theresa May got elected, I think, or something like that. I don't follow much British politics. I don't follow much politics outside of my own countries, but I think that's why they shared it. But like, you were just like you said, now you were just like saying, did they get facelifts and stuff? I was like,
blew my mind, okay? Because I'm like, I know this band has been around since I was really little, and you mean to tell me that they all look this fantastic? Where's the freaking fountain, man? Iron Maiden's got the fountain, guys.
Yeah.
And Rowan Atkinson's getting old as fuck, like his fucking hair, man. It's white now. Mr. Bean with white hair now.
His voice sounds fantastic. Like, it doesn't even sound like he's aged at all. He still has that perfect voice that he's always had. It's amazing to me. I mean, you look at Ozzy. Ozzy's a mess, right?
Come on.
Ozzy's a total mess right now. And you mean to tell me that Ozzy can barely walk out on stage,
Dude, are you fucking kidding? Are you fucking kidding me? You're comparing Bruce Dickinson to fucking Ozzy Osbourne? Ozzy Osbourne couldn't even take a note when he was singing Sabbath back in the 70s. Jesus Christ, this motherfucker is so high on everything. I mean, you can't compare those.
I know that they were in concert together before, and they both looked awesome together, right? And then now you look then and now is why I did the comparison. I'm not saying that they came out at the same time. I'm just saying I've seen them both in concert together before.
Yeah.
And then you look at one compared to the other, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? Bruce Dickinson. He used to be like a not a professional athlete, but those people who compete in the Olympics.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Was he a fencer or something?
Yeah, a fencer. Yeah, that's what he used to do. Ozzy Osbourne ate legs.
Yeah.
So there's a big fucking difference. And also, he takes really good care of himself. Actually, after he had like this tongue cancer thing a few years back.
Yes.
Yeah, Bruce Dickinson. Yeah, he had that. So yeah. So he's been taking really good. He's been really taking care of himself. Well, he always takes care of himself, and I mean these guys are awesome in concert. And just to tie back to what Weaboo was saying, Amon Amarth actually supported Iron Maiden in Finland here last year, I believe, and I was hoping for that concert to come here, but instead of Amon Amarth supporting Iron Maiden, we got Opeth to do it. But it was still a pretty kick-ass show, so it's good times, Yeah.
They got a contest here in Michigan. It says, "What's Ozzy saying?" And if you can figure out what he's saying, then you win like tickets to something. Yeah, because you can't understand him anymore.
Yeah, good. Yeah, Ozzy is fucking hilarious. Like, oh my gosh. My mom can't get enough of him. Like she fucking loves that clip where he's in the interview and he's like, "Who fucks Justin Bieber?" Like, oh my gosh, so that guy just kills it. But he's so high all the time. Like, oh my god. At least he's not as bad as the vocalist of Puddle of Mud. Like, that guy's a fucking wreck. Like, that guy needs some help, like, fast. But yeah. Okay, so I have another question for Weeb. Now, what metal band would you have do an opening theme or an ending theme or even the soundtrack to an anime that you created and directed? Like, what would you do?
Actually, damn, for an anime opening?
Yeah, or ending or a whole soundtrack.
Actually, probably the most recent reaction I did, which I believe was Kalma.
Yeah.
Definitely them. Because the song I listened to for them already sounded like a damn anime opening. So I feel like they just fit perfectly in there. So I'll definitely go for them.
Awesome.
Definitely.
And you guys, Claudio, Michelle, anyone you could think of?
Like anime music?
No, not anime music specifically, but if you had to choose a band to be like, I want you to do the opening theme for my anime, that if I directed and stuff, who would you pick?
I think I would pick something that's really like pop oriented, because that kind of drags, something like like Amaranth or something like that stuff, something that's really catchy pop kind of metal.
Yeah,
I think I'll choose something like that. I think that sells pretty well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
And you, Michelle?
Yeah, I kind of agree. Well, when it comes to anime and music, like, I usually really love the openings and stuff that people come up with, like the opening of Trigun. I freaking love that.
Yeah,
that's a good opening
song. I just love it. And then Cowboy Bebop.
Oh my god, that song is so cool.
Yeah, so that's a good song.
Like all the music from the Pillows in Fooly Cooly is like amazing. I mean, it's not metal, but I mean, it's just that it's perfect just for Fooly Cooly. It goes perfectly. So like a specific band or a specific type to pick for anime because I like it being different. I like it being all over the place and
So if you were to make an anime yourself, you just pick a one of the artists that are known in the anime scene and have them do their thing.
Yeah.
Oh, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
J-Rock is awesome.
You know, I would pick the dude that did the Tokyo Ghoul opener.
TK from Lin Toshite's.
Oh yeah,
that band is awesome. Yeah, the Psycho-Pass openings were pretty cool that they did with the band. Yeah, that is pretty cool. I love Psycho-Pass. Me, I would either get I'd either get Dream Shade, Zardonic, or Scar Symmetry. Like, it would have to be one of them, especially Scar Symmetry. Like, Christian Alvestam, that guy can go from singing the most clean, pop-sounding vocals, alternative vocals, and then when he starts growling, that shit goes insane, and the melodic elements on the guitars are just, wow. They have a lot of good songs. I freaking love Scar Symmetry. Those guys are amazing. So sad that Christian had to leave the band, but the two new vocalists aren't bad either, but Christian, no one can beat him, so I think Claudio can
nobody.
agree.
Claudio's
like, nope, nobody. No one can beat Christian. Yeah. But I do
that
agree
dude is fucking, he's a fucking beast, man. He's singing, I mean, the growls, everything. That dude really knows how to fucking sing, you know? It's the same with the old singer that they had for in Killswitch Engage. Howard Jones. I mean, that motherfucker is such a great singer. It's not just that his growls is really, really, really good, but his singing, his tone, the depth of his voice, everything is fucking. He sounds awesome. He's really good, really a great singer. If I'm being, and not only, as I said, the growls. I mean, his singing is really on point. They actually did they had him in. This is this Dutch band called Within Temptation with a girl singing.
Yes.
I love that. They did a song with him on it. Mm-hmm. Like he was singing together with her. I think the song is called fuck, I don't remember. just Google In Temptation plus Howard Jones and you'll find it. It's a really poppy, upbeat kind of song, and it sounds really good. I mean, it's not as symphonic as you would think, considering it's Temptation. Yeah. It's more towards Amaranth type kind of, but it's really a great song, and the hook that he sings, he's fucking great.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is.
And really. I also have to agree with Michelle about the anime music does so well. Like, I cannot get enough of Susumu Hirasawa and his soundtrack for Berserk. Forces is my battle anthem. I freaking march on a freaking horse. I ride on a horse killing shit to Forces. That'd be me. I'll be like, fuck, that's my battle anthem. I just wish like there is a metal remix of it, a really good one by a guy called Modern Weapons. Like, it's a good remix, it's a good cover. And then this other Russian guy did a instrumental cover with the original song like playing over as a layer. But I really wish that like one day a band would pick up the song and be like, okay, we're gonna do the most epic fucking cover of Forces ever. And and also I can't get enough of his stuff on Paprika. Paprika is also cool. The music for that's a lot of fun. Millennium Actress is very psychedelic, and like Susumu Hirasawa, that guy is like my favorites. And then obviously Yoko Kanno and Yuki Kajiura follow after that, with like the Cowboy Bebop soundtrack, Ghost in the Shell, and
who did the soundtrack to Hellsing? Does anybody know?
I can't remember his name, but are you talking the original Hellsing or Hellsing Ultimate?
Oh, they're both good. They both sound similar. I thought it was the same person.
Really? No, it's two different composers. But the guy I preferred the soundtrack music for the first Hellsing. That was like cool and funky and jazzy. Like, there was nothing wrong with Ultimate's music. It's just it didn't stand out as much except for the endings and the stuff. But like,
still had kind of that jazzy undertone though. So I kind of thought it was
what I loved about the abridged series of Hellsing Ultimate, the one that Team 4-Star does, which is the best. I loved that they used Rob Zombie's music in the background, especially with you told me, when Michelle told me about Feel So Numb, I was like, oh, is that the Rob Zombie song? So I've been playing that song non-stop. Feel so
I just started singing it, and then you were like, oh yeah, that's the name of the song. And I'm like, oh, okay, glad I helped.
Because I mean, you hear Dragula playing, and you know, like you hear Dragula going on like dig through the ditches and burn through the witches, and I'm like, oh, everyone knows that one. But then I heard Feel So Numb, and I haven't listened to that album. I haven't listened to the Sinister Urge, so I was like, where's this one from? So, but I mean, the only song I heard off that album was Scum of the Earth and House of a Thousand Corpses, and that was about it. So the rest, like, I've heard almost every other Rob Zombie song except for theirs. So yeah, so thanks Michelle for that. But I was like, I really like how they use Rob Zombie's music. It just seems to fit with Hellsing. It's just so I guess Rob Zombie's another one I'd add to the list. Like you just be batshit crazy to have.
Well, Rob's done music for games and all kinds of different projects. I wouldn't be surprised if he all of a sudden did some anime.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. Now I got another question for Weeb. Do you prefer old school anime or new anime, or do you like both?
If we're talking about like old school, like Akira old school, then it's usually 50-50 for me. Like, it usually depends. Like, my issue with the old school anime is just like it's so old that like the times are just like. It's like I'm not that old to where I can relate to like these jokes and shit, and I'm just like, So like, some of them will click for me. Like Trigon is good. Akira is good. Cowboy Bebop is good. I do not like Fooly Cooly.
Really? I'm surprised.
I do not like Fooly Cooly, and I have a friend named Greg, and he argues. He fucking loves Fooly Cooly. So like I teeter more into like kind of the newer anime and like stuff from like the early 2000s. That's kind of what I teeter. So like I teeter, but like if we're talking about like 80s and like early 90s, then like that ain't for me.
Me, I like both, but there is a lot of old stuff that I find like super freaking weird. Like I can't remember, there was this one ninja one, not Ninja Scroll, it was something else, and I believe Aki Dearest had it on her channel recently. Like it had like some dude like cut off his fucking finger, it started moving, and it basically I kid you not, it crawled up a woman's kimono to a vag, like literally. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And then you had another one called Apocalypse Zero. Like even our last podcast, Atman Todd said to me, "Nah, don't watch it. You'll like scar yourself, whatever." Like it looks so terrible. Like you had a girl getting like crushed in some overgrown woman's like fist, and then her insides just started going everywhere. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like,
they used to make some weird shit.
Like I can't watch that. But if it's Akira, Serial Experiments Lane, Ghost in the Shell, Evangelion, Trigun, Bebop, I'll watch all that. But any of that really obscure stuff that they made weird shit about, I'm like, nah, I don't care how good the animation is. I'm not going like.
But that's 90s stuff, actually. It's not 80s. It's actually early 90s, because what happened is that they haven't really explored the whole, what's it called? Like horror aspect of anime up until then. And so they started off, they did this series called Orotsukudo that was really fucking disturbing. You know, the tentacle kind of vibe. But it's still not.
I love that shit. Love it.
Not hentai, but still kind of like
borderline.
So they did a lot of that stuff in the early 90s. But I mean, at the same time, I mean that shit grew from Akira. Actually, if you watch Akira,
yes, that
you'll see where it's
see.
coming from. Actually, that whole kind of thing, because Akira is like, man, if you watch Akira on a bad day, you'll end up, fucking. My stomach kind of turns sometimes. I mean, I haven't watched it in a while, but it's a bit gross at times,
It is.
I'm all about that stuff. I'm all about the more obscure, the more weird, the more gross. Bring on the hentai. I'm all about it. So Russell, what was the name of that one again with the cut off finger? I gotta write this shit down.
I don't know. I think.
You don't know.
No, serious, I don't know. I just remember the clip because Aki Dearest had Bennett the Sage on her channel for a recent video. It was a recent video, Michelle. It's called What Is Up with Old School Anime. And it's actually one of the opening clips. And I was like,
oh my God.
That's going on the list, man. I was going right on my list.
You were, and then you were telling us about Vampire Hunter D, like you were just on the last podcast.
Yes, because... Well, when I first seen it, it was edited, okay? Vampire Hunter D was edited because it was on the Sci-Fi Channel. It was the first time I had ever seen anime, and I loved it because of, there was, like, violence, there was a lot of stuff in it that you don't see in normal cartoons, which at that age, that's all I'd seen. And so
love his hand.
Huh?
I love his hand.
Yes!
Do you remember his hand?
Yes! Love it. And I was sucking up bugs off that guy and everything, and talking to him and everything. But when I bought it home, it was unedited. So when I was like, there was like titties popping out, stuff happening, and I was like, whoa! And it blew my mind because at that age, you don't really get to, unless you're watching Skinemax when your parents are in bed, you don't really like get to see a lot of like risque stuff. So like to me, that was like, whoa.
Yeah. Nah, I remember you telling us that story in the last podcast. That shit was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, there's been two anime where I've watched it and I was really confused because it just took a dramatic turn. One is more recent and it's about these four little girls and they're going to school and the opening is really happy and jolly and it's just super anime-ish. It's just oh, this is nice. But then in the end of the episode, you find out one of the girls is mentally fucking deranged, and they're the school is all fucked up, and they're about to get killed by zombies, and it's just
oh, I know that one. Yeah, I know which one it took. Oh god, that one took a U-turn. Oh my god.
And then another one is called Higurashi, which
yes.
which was just
I made an AMV with that. Yes.
It was just what the fuck. These little kids just fucking murdering everything.
Oh, Claudio's reaction. Hey, really? Oh gosh, Claudio's reaction to the scene where the girl kills herself with the knife. Claudio saw that scene and Claudio was just
hell.
what the fuck is this shit?
Shit's crazy.
Yeah, no, Higurashi was creepy. I watched it last year for Halloween. The first season is actually disturbing and scary. The second season is just they're explaining everything. It's not scary anymore. But that's just how I like it. But I mean, it's a really good show, but it's just really disturbing at times. Okay, I've got another question I want to ask Weaboo, and that is, do you have any other projects that you'd like to introduce to the channel, over time? Do you see it growing somewhere else?
I have a couple of ideas. There will be more skits coming. Definitely more album reviews, but they're going to be in a different format. Because people send me a lot of albums, and I always say listen to the albums. So there's going to be more album reviews, but I'm going to switch up the format. It's just going to look a lot different. Definitely more skits. Gonna bring back putting people's music on a channel, but I'm gonna find a different way to do it. So the way I'm playing around with now is a radio. So a radio that'll run 24 hours on this channel where I'll just always be playing people's music. So those are the major things that I'm working on. And there's a couple of things I'm working on for the gaming channel that I don't want to say anything about just in case it doesn't happen. But I'm working on it. And a couple of interviews that I'm also working on. So a lot more stuff is coming.
That's awesome.
Right.
That's awesome. And then there was one last thing I wanted to ask. And sorry, I'm just bringing it up here. If you ever got the chance to interview a few bands on your channel, like what bands would they be apart from the Monomorph?
Review-wise, I would like to really review some black metal bands because I feel like they get a really bad rep because when people think about like demonic metal or things of that nature, it usually it kind of relates more to them. So like I would like to get a couple of them on there. So I think the only like black metal band I don't even know, like, what is Behemoth? Is Behemoth black metal?
Behemoth.
Yeah,
Behemoth
they
black
could
metal.
they could pass as black metal, sure.
But yeah. Although, do you know what? There is an artist I'll recommend to you. Obviously, apart from Carnifex, but Carnifex are deathcore, but they have black metal influences.
Yeah.
I highly recommend you check out. He's a solo artist, and actually, a lot of his music was used on the video game Brutal Legend.
Oh.
The band is not the band. The artist is called Mirror Throne, and this guy does excellent symphonic black metal. It is literally awesome stuff. I was actually listening to the album before we started the podcast. It was absolutely fantastic. The album's called, just pulling it up now, it's called Gangrene, and it was released in 2008. So if you want to check him out, well, it's not spelled gangrene like that, but yeah. But yeah, it's really good. And Claudio, I recommend you check them out as well if you ever get the chance. He's really good. Songs flow into one another, and it's well produced. So yeah, it's a really unique experience. And and the lyrics aren't your typical black metal lyrics, you know, like with the paganism, Satanism stuff. It's very different stuff that he touches on. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty awesome.
I would more so focus on interviewing black metal bands because I just feel like they get really bad rep, and I just want people to be able to like be fucking afraid.
Man, I mean, it's only the old black metal bands, Weeb, that get the bad rep. And you know what? Yeah, you know why they get bad rep? You know why the bad rep is coming from? Does anybody know?
No.
Because I do remember these motherfuckers used to burn churches.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
in Norway. Yeah, in Norway. Listen. Back in the early '90s, these Norwegian black metal bands were like in their, I guess, late teens, early 20s, and they started like a fucking. It was like a gang mentality. Different black metal bands from different regions were in competition with each other. They actually killed each other, a few of them.
Oh yeah,
The guy from Bursum actually killed Euronymous, this other guy.
And had his,
another band, and they burned old Norwegian churches just because Christianity came to Norway and kind of
colonized it, something like that.
Yeah, you know, kind of took over the old Norwegian, Scandinavian, Swedish Viking. Yeah, you know, so they were fucking. That's why they have the bad rep. It's not because the music itself. The music got bad rep as well. But I mean, that was kind of why a lot of these bands got a lot of shit just because of what happened at the beginning of the 90s. There's some documentaries out there about that.
Yeah,
it's really fascinating if you have the time to watch them.
Yeah. I saw a few. I saw, like, I mean, just one or two things I want to mention about that is like you said, Claudio, with Euronymous. I can't believe they actually the guy killed Euronymous. Like they actually showed they took a photo of his dead body, you know, with the blood
corpse,
on his of his corpse, and used it as the album art on their fucking album, which is kind of
yeah,
exactly. That's so they kind of gave themselves away. It's like, oh, who done it? And the other thing is, if you watch, there's an episode, there's an episode on a YouTube channel called Banner. It's done by this guy called Sam Dunn, and it covers extreme metal. And he also did a full documentary as well called Metal: A Headbanger's Journey. And it's so funny in the interview. He interviews the vocalist of Gorgoroth, and then it's so funny. He's like, he's like, so what gives you the inspiration for the music that you write? And then the guy like sits there, he just stares at the camera like he's gonna murder you, and then he's like, Satan. And then he takes a drink of wine, and everyone's like, okay.
Yeah, these motherfuckers. Listen. This is truth. Bursum's EP from like 91 or 92 is called Aske. Aske is Norwegian for ashes. And you know what they have in the cover? A burned up church. One of the church that he burned. Yeah, one of the church that he burned back in the early 90s. And that after that, the shitstorm never fucking ended. Like throughout the early 90s, in Norway was in a state of chaos because of these motherfuckers. So they were burning churches, they were killing each other, people were fucking afraid, and the whole music scene, people were like, if you got targeted by these guys because they felt that you weren't true enough to the metal way or whatever, bands got scared. In the early years, bands like our famous bands that are famous now got scared by these Norwegian band because these motherfuckers were killing people, right? So it's no joke. These guys were really fucking dangerous dudes. Varviken, as the guy who sang and played guitar in Bursum, he burned a bunch of churches and he killed a guy as well. He actually got out, I think he got out last year or something like that. He's living in France now. Yeah. Wow. But these motherfuckers spent like 20 something years in prison.
Yeah. Shit.
Damn.
But he looks so creepy. But he looks creepy though. Like every time he smiles at the camera, I'm just like, oh shit, dogs.
He's a psychopath. That's why he's looking. He's a psychopath. That's what's up.
Yeah.
So, look it up. You have a bunch of documentaries about this shit. It's really, it's terrible, but it's really interesting what these guys were doing back in the early 90s in Bergen and Oslo and parts of Norway.
That's fucking insane.
Totally crazy stuff. Luckily, Behemoth are not from Norway. Those guys are Polish, so you should be alright if you do the interview.
So Vader and all that.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, on that lovely and positive note, we have come to the end of the podcast, unfortunately. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. And guys, again, I urge you, if you haven't heard of WeabooReacts before and you are into metal music and into anime, go and check out his channels. I'll leave them in the description box below, and I'll link his channel at the end of this podcast as well. Also, be sure to check out my friends Claudio and Michelle's channels. And also Weaboo, if you would like to join us again at any points on the AnimetalKast, which is a separate series from this and isn't interview style, then you're more than welcome to join us at any time.
Okay, lit.
Weebs, it was really awesome meeting you, man. You're really cool. You're really down to earth, and I really love your channel, man. Keep going. It's awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for having me on, man. I really appreciate
you're cool.
Thank you. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, no more burning down churches now.
Oh, hell no.
Okay, so again, thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. And until the next episode, take care and have a kick-ass day.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I do hope you enjoyed the show. If you would like to be a guest on the AnimetalKast, then be sure to check out my Patreon page to see as to how you can do so. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, and share it with your friends. Also, guys, please be sure to check out WeabooReacts channel. It is linked in the description box below and at the end of this video. Also, be sure to check out my friends Claudio Oyarzo and MeShellTiel's channels and show them some love and support as well. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in, and until the next episode, take care and have a kick-ass day.